Hello folks, well I'm back again. Been a busy day. I intended to do a lot more with this than I was able to do today, but I do want to point out a few things. So I went through my entire pre-flight checklist on this thing, put gas in it, put windshield washer fluid in the tank, filled it up with oil. I'm really surprised when I pulled the string it started the first time. I was really amazed with that. One of the things I have to give you an apology, because I intended to actually do the first cut on camera, and I got so excited that I had it running, got a log up there and forgot I wasn't recording, and well, I cut the log up. My apologies. I'll get better at this whole YouTube thing, but it runs really well. I had a lot of luck with it. It was a lot of fun using it for the first time. I had never owned, used, or anything related to sawmilling, so this was my first experience with it. I had about a 4-foot log sitting over in the wood line back there. Pulled it up here and put it on the sawmill. 4 foot is a little bit short, but I was able to get her done. I think that it was black cherry, but I'm not sure. Maybe some of you out there that have more experience with wood bark can tell me what it is, because I don't have the knowledge with wood bark very well. I did some research. One of the things I want to show you, as you can see, I did get my toolbox back on, so that's back in place. I did do my first cut with this thing. You can see the sawdust everywhere. A couple of things that I do want to point out that I found that I wasn't really aware of, but one of the things that Woodland Mills always says is that when you're storing this thing or not doing anything with it, you should take the tension off the blade. Well, when I started running through my pre-flight and opened this thing up, I realized that the blade was actually under tension. So remember that if you're building one, as soon as you can get it to a point where you can do it, back that tension off the blade and let it sit there and rest. One of the other things that they point out too is when you're not using it, to drop the sawmill power head all the way down and take the tension off the cables. I've already done that. I've got it sitting down on the very bottom of the sliding rails right now. I will tell you that I had intended on, or in one of my videos, in this video, in a previous chapter of it, I had said that I could cut wood from 4 foot up to 16 foot. Thinking maybe 4 foot might be a little bit short. I had some issues with it, so I would think that maybe 6 foot would be a safe minimum. You can do it, you just got to be really careful with it and try to position it so, number one, that it's across 2 of the log stops, and that it's across 2 of the log ramps, and that it's in a position where you can get 2 log clamps, 1 on each end, to hold it tight, because I wasn't able to do that with the log that I cut. And when I started getting to the end that didn't have the log clamp on it, it started moving on me. So once I got me a square cant, what I did was I took one of my wood clamps that I have, put it on around it, and dropped it down so that it wouldn't get caught up in the blade, and used that as an additional clamp on the other end to pull it tight to the log stop, and then it worked fine, and I was able to get several cuts out of it without an issue. I'm really pleased with this, and there's a couple of things that I want to do in this video real quick. One of the first ones that I want to do is run through. So I've used it. It's got sawdust everywhere, as you can see, from one small 4-foot log. That's the footprint that it left. But I want to run through some of the things I recommend that you do after you have after you've used the sawmill, to do some post-sawing maintenance on it and stuff. The first thing that you need to do is, again, drop the sawmill head all the way down, release the tension on the cable. Also take the tension off the blade, back that out so that it is not in tension while it's being stored. The next thing is to more or less get everything cleaned up and get the sawdust out and all of that. So what I want to do real quick is open up these doors and show you what it looks like after cutting basically about an 8 to 10 inch log that was about 4 feet long. It took me all of about 30 minutes to get her cut, and this would be what it looks like. Whoa. I'm gonna have to raise it up to be able to undo that latch. Sorry about that. All right, open this up. Not really too bad in there. A lot less than I expected, but there it is. Here's the follower belt. That's the drive belt. After about an hour, I need to check the tension on this and make sure that it's good. It's still good right now. So the next thing that I want to do is pretty much run through one of the things that I did. So my gas lawnmower died on me, and I went to the lumberyard to see what I could do to find one. And the gas mowers were more expensive than a battery powered mower, and the battery powered mower that I got also came with a blower with it. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna get that because I had an intent for the blower when I saw that, and I'm going to show you what that is right now. Alrighty, there it is, all cleaned up using that blower. It worked out really well. There was not a lot in there, but it worked really well to get that out. I'm glad that I made that decision because, number one, I can take the battery out, take the nozzle off of it, and put it in my toolbox down there. So that works out really well. So I am going to close this thing back up, and then I'll show you the fruits of my sawmilling labor. Well, there it is, all closed up, ready for the next time. Now I want to show you the lumber pieces that I got out of that one 4-foot log. The actual usable length of the lumber that I cut out of it is not 4 feet, but there it is. There's still some work that I can do on a couple of other pieces to try to get a little bit more out of it. Some of the these things right here I'm going to use to try to make stickers out of so I can dry the lumber. But one of the things that I'd like to do is kind of get in a little bit closer on this and brush off all the sawdust on it and let you see what it actually looks like. Now, as I said, I think this might be cherry, but I'm not completely sure. And that's only going off of a rough estimate based on the bark. I want to move this, and then I'll show you something else with regard to getting a better look at the grain on these pieces. So, one of the things that I've seen is that if you pour water on the grain, it will highlight it, and you can get a better picture of what it actually looks like. That is definitely some beautiful wood. I'm really happy with it. Can't wait to get it finally finished. My intent is to try to use this to make a table for a future project for a room that I plan on building. And this will be one of the decorations in it. But that is the grain of this wood. Really, really nice. That's going to look really nice stained. So if anyone, based on the grain or the bark, has any idea what specific species of wood this is, I would really appreciate it, because I am not completely sure. In line with that, let me give you a close-up of what the bark looks like. So there is the bark of the tree. One of the unfortunate things about this particular piece of wood is that before I was investigating trees on my property, because I planned on getting the sawmill, if you remember when I built the fire pit, well, I needed a post for the top side on the driveway, and I needed something relatively big. So unfortunately, I cut down this tree because it was the right size, and the rest of the trunk of this tree is a fence post in my fire pit. Breaks my heart, but I didn't know at the time, so that'll cover it. The only thing that I have left to do that I want to put on this video is actually installing the adjustable blade guide. I'm not going to have time to do it today. I'm running a daylight right now, and it is supposed to start raining tonight, and I won't have a chance tomorrow because we're supposed to get 2+ inches of rain between tonight and tomorrow and into Monday morning. So I won't be able to even remotely tackle the adjustable blade guide till next weekend. It seems like the weather is messing with me, because it seems like it's always raining on the weekends and cutting down the amount of time that I have to do stuff, because during the evenings after work there's just not enough time, and it's dark, and I don't really like working out here even with lights in the dark, because you miss something, you drop something and lose it. So at this point I'm going to wrap this particular part of the video up, go ahead and get everything cleaned up, and I'll see you back when I can finally do that adjustable blade guide, and then we'll wrap this video up. Thank you, everyone. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome back. It is Sunday, December the 17th, and unfortunately the weather has once again put a hamper in my projects. So one of the things that I did want to update on, I actually had the aggregate delivered on Wednesday, and so I spent yesterday trying to get that spread out and leveled out and moved around and fixing up the parking area that I have here, so I can get my my Jeep and my Camaro back in here and get them parked where they belong. One of the other things that I found in trying to work the aggregate around the sawmill that I was telling you about, I can't get to my sawmill very well, so I used some of the aggregate and put it out there. I'm gonna have to build a gravel area out there from the road over there into the frontal area of the sawmill, just to be able to get to it with the tractor to put any logs on. We're still in what they consider drought conditions, but that clay rich soil that's down there is like driving on ice. Had a lot of problems with it yesterday, so I took some of the aggregate that I had and put it in there just to be able to get a little bit of traction, to get the finer number 8 aggregate in there for the walkway that you see in the front. And then at the end there where the toolbox is, you'll see that that finer aggregate is there, and it provides a walkway all the way on the other side as well. I do have it filled in some spots underneath where the walkway stops on the closest side there. I need to dig that out and make it match the rest of the walkway, and then I'll fill that in as well. A little update on the sawmill. So yours truly made a very serious mistake in putting this thing together. If I hadn't got the adjustable blade guide, it would not have mattered in one way, shape, or form. But because I have the adjustable blade guide, I have the log stops on the uphill side of the sawmill. Well, with that means that I'm clamping the logs to the uphill side of the sawmill as well. Well, the adjustable blade guide slides across the sawmill path, or the saw blade path, to provide guide support for smaller logs and stuff. Well, if I put a smaller log and clamp it down to the log stops where they're at, I can never use the adjustable blade guide. So what I have to do is I have to go down there and take all those log ramps that are down there and turn them around and put the log stops on the other side of the platform. And then I'm going to have to figure out some way to engineer a log stop, a makeshift log stop on the uphill side of the sawmill, so that when I put a log on there, it doesn't roll off. My intent is to basically just go through and do every other one going down, and then turn around and go back the other way and get the ones that I missed, get them all turned around so it doesn't mess up any of the settings on it, because everything's tight. I'll get to that. I do have a time-lapse video of me doing the 57 aggregate base, smoothing that all out by hand. I did use my tractor to bring it in here, but to get it leveled out and smoothed out and fill in the low spots and stuff like that, I did it all with a garden rake. And I have a time-lapse video. The total time on that time-lapse video is 49 minutes for the work that you see me do with that garden rake in that area. With that, I have actually completed my entire driveway, finished as you see it here, from this spot around the fire pit, in the fire pit, and then all the way up to the road at the top side of the hill. From there, we'll move on into the time-lapse of me doing the the gravel, and then hopefully one day this week during lunch or something, I'll be able to start working on changing around those log stops. If that don't work, starting on Friday, I'm on vacation over the Christmas holidays, and I'll have a lot more time and can work around the weather and get a lot more stuff done. You know, I'm probably going to order some more aggregate this week so that I can get all of that area filled in, get me some traction back there so I can actually use the sawmill and put some logs on top of there and start sawing some stuff up. I need to fall some trees to be able to do that, but I have some in mind and planned, so I'll start working on that. Eventually I'm going to move those cars out of the way and then clear those trees behind them and make that my my log storage area, so that they're close to the sawmill and I can segregate them out and actually use the stumps as a stop for the logs when I start stacking them up. And with that, we'll close this out. We'll move on to the time lapse of me spreading rocks, and hopefully I can come back a little bit later in the week and do a video of me turning around those log ramps. I do want to point out the sunrise video that you saw at the beginning of this particular video was filmed right here on top of this deck with a time-lapse camera, and the trees that you see are those right over there, and they tower above the deck, and the deck is on the second floor of the house. So quite a bit of forest around here, a lot of really big trees. In the spring and summer, this place is beautiful. I have a natural fence around my property of nothing but green leaves, so it's really nice. And with that, I will leave it there. Thank you very much, and I'll be back. Welcome back, everyone, and welcome to winter. It's my lunch break today. It's Thursday, December 21st. I have exactly 50 minutes on my lunch break based on timing to try to see how much gravel I can get in the front of my sawmill. I am going to put this on time lapse. My timer is already running, and let's see what we can do. Well, that is not anywhere near what I expected I would be able to get done. I'm not sure if you could see it, but as soon as my front tires left the rock, it started sliding downhill. I'm going to keep after it. The rocks are definitely helping. I just got to get enough of a runway so that I can get the other side over here. I'll keep working after it. Thanks for joining. Well, there you have it. That wraps up another episode of the Lunchtime Blitz. 50 minutes just to see what I can get done. I got a lot more done today. It's still real slippery, so it's a little bit tricky here and there, but it's starting to get better. I can actually run the tractor up and down the gravel in front of the sawmill without any problem. I'm just trying to fill in and feather in that outside edge now, and should be good to go. I need to work on the other end of the road down there as well, but we'll get back after it as soon as we can. Have a great day. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm back again, and it is Saturday, December the 23rd. I had a little bit of extra daylight after I got off work yesterday, so I did a few other things, but I've got a busy agenda for today, and I hope I can wrap it all up and get this video closed out. What I want to do is walk over here and show you what I actually got done yesterday with the approach to the sawmill. Plan on getting my trusty garden rake out and trying to smooth some of this out, but I want to get everything ready so that I can take the backhoe off of my tractor over there and then put on that compactor that I have over there. I need to fill it up with water. I had to wait until the temperatures rose up above freezing because it holds water and I don't want it to freeze, so I'll get that done today and get all of this compacted. I need to do some smoothing and leveling out. I've got some low spots and high spots and things like that, and I need to get those leveled out. But as you can see, I brought the road approach all the way down to the wood line, and when I left the video yesterday, I wasn't as close to the cars, but I got that down there and filled that in. Still kind of light. I might bring a little bit more in there, but you can see in the rock there's some spots where you can still see the clay and stuff coming up. I've got good traction in there. I'm not really worried about it. I just want to kind of level it out, and then I can compact it down, get a good solid base in here. The other thing that I want to do is clean up all my mess over here, get that opened up so that I can get to my landscape rake and my tiller and open that all up and get all of the driveway and the gravel that I put down compacted so I can move vehicles back in. I plan on also today getting those log ramps and actually the log clamps turned around so that I can actually start working on the adjustable saw blade guide over there. Get that on, and then that'll close up this video because I'll have everything that I wanted to do on it, plus a lot more all over the map on this one. But we'll get her done and get this closed out. So at this point, I think what I'll do is for a little bit I'll put it on time lapse and work on getting the area over there leveled out with the garden rake, get it all smoothed out and ready for the compaction. I'm going to go across the whole thing here. I may or may not keep it on video, I'm not sure, but as you can see, like right there, I need to do some work to get that high spot out of the ground over there so that I can fill that in and bring it all the way out to the edge, smooth out the edge there, bring it around. I'm also going to bring in that finer aggregate that you see there and get everything on here filled in. You can see that there's some spots down there that need some, and I'm going to get that approach there done and finish that walkway all the way down the sawmill so that I can saw without getting muddy. One of the other things I want to do today, I think I'm being overly optimistic, but after I get all of this cleaned up here from the sawmill build, I'm going to get that out of the way and then finish carrying that rock driveway all the way down, or walkway all the way down to the edge, and tie it into the rock down here as well, and completely finish that out. So that pretty much covers the agenda for today. I'm going to see how much I can actually get done. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back shortly.
Take my hand and follow me. Give me dear, just hold me near. As the clock strikes 10, the 9 hears it said, let me lose control and make the time bad. With some skin and a bit of sin, give me more than just words. Baby, they come from your lips, oh baby. Why don't we start with a kiss? Glance at my soul, take a look in my gaze.
Well, that about wraps this up. I'm gonna go warm up my tractor, haul in some more rock, some of the low spots, and I'll be back. Hello everyone, it has been exactly 3 hours and me and my little tractor there have been extremely busy. First thing I want to point out is I did get my parking area up here cleaned up. As you can see, I got that sidewalk I was telling you about in there. I also did the digging out and extended the walkway down the side of the sawmill and got the gravel in there. Down there in the bottom corner, I squared that up, filled in a couple of spots with gravel in there. One of the other things that I did was I came over here and surfaced up the road going down into the sawmill. Added some gravel down there to make that a little bit wider. There's a stump down there. Eventually I'll get rid of that, cut it down to the ground and extend the road back. I'm going to be running that all the way back through the woods. That's a future project. It has been extremely busy. Got quite a bit done. Got all of this cleaned up a little bit. I need to get that over on the fire pit. But as you can see, it's all there. I moved the sawmill out. So at this point, what I'm going to do, because I still have plenty of time, I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to take a few minute break. I'm going to get the tools and we're going to flip some log ramps. Thank you very much. All right, everyone, the time has finally arrived. I am going to turn these log ramps around. I did the first one off camera just to check the process, make sure I had everything down that I needed to do to get it done right. I'll run through it real quick. It's pretty straightforward. There's 4 bolts like that, 2 on each side. Take those out, turn it around, check measurement, make sure it doesn't move, make sure it's square, tighten it back up, move on to the next one. And as you can see, the log stop is on this side of the sawmill now. Just for your awareness, that blade guide right there, when I do put the adjustable blade guide on, it actually slides across the blade this way, which is why I had to turn the ramps around. That right there is supposed to be able to hit the log stops right there and keep you from running into it with the blade. When I put the adjustable blade guide in, it has a blade guard on it as well that slides in front of the blade, and that'll prevent you from hitting clamps and anything else that may be in the way. So I am going to put this on time lapse and run through and see how long it actually takes me to get these done. Got them all turned around. It was pretty straightforward. Didn't take near as long as I thought it would. The only thing I need to do now is turn my log clamps around, and I forgot to get the tools for that, so I'm gonna go grab the tools I need and then turn my log clamps around, and this will be done and ready. Welcome everyone. It is Sunday, December the 24th. I am finally going to do this adjustable blade guide. We're going to get her done right now. First step in the process is to actually take the saw blade off, so we'll go ahead and get that done. Yeah, right now the next step in the process is to actually get this follower wheel off. So got quite a bit of torque on it, that's for sure. Well, good morning everyone. It is Christmas morning and I am going to wrap this up. A little update from yesterday. So I tried to get this done yesterday and realized very quickly that I wasn't going to get this follower wheel right here off. So I wound up having to go to the auto parts store to get this wheel puller. The instructions don't say it. All they say is remove the band wheel. Well, that is pressed on and it's not going to come off without some kind of help. So I had to go get that, and so I'm going to try to wrap it up this morning. Just so you can see, I have the wheel puller already set up and in place. I've already started working on it and it's coming off real easy. So let's go ahead and get this off real quick. Looks like I may have to get another bite on it. Wasn't quite expecting that, but I ran out of runway on the puller and it's not quite up yet, so I need to shorten up the bite on it. Try it again, see if we can get it off the rest of the way. And because it is Christmas, I do want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas. I hope you're having an amazing day today. Well, I'm out here trying to finish all this stuff up. But it makes me happy, so. Let's see what we can do with this. Well. And we have it. Sorry about that. Wasn't expecting that. And I'm going to set this over here out of the way. All right. So now we have that off. And the next step is to start disassembling some bolts and stuff. One of the first things that I'm going to need to do is undo this. Alright, then I have to go around here to the back, take the hose off. Put this up here out of the way. Take this out. I have me a little table back here on the back side that I've set up so that I can set everything down on it in the manner that it came off. A couple of things have to be reused, and so I want to make sure that I take them off in the manner that they were supposed to be. There are two spaces on the back side like this, and one of the things that the instructions say is to hold on to these because you probably need them again. So you put these on the back side over here. This is the guide block right here. The blade slides into there. The holder goes right here. This tightens down and holds it in place and level. When I pulled it off, I already did that, so that step is complete. Alright, so now the next step is to take this, which is the new guide block holder, and take this, which is the slide rail, and then this slides in from the back like this. Alright, now I am back. I had to raise this up to be able to get everything under there. Got all the parts that I need. This is going to be somewhat challenging to get in here the way that it needs to be. Let's do the easy side first. Get a little support. Alright, that one's in. And now, this side. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I finally figured this out. I was making a mistake again. Alright, I got two of them on this side, and I have a problem. The last one that dropped inside of here, so I am going to have to get this thing moved up a little bit to be able to get it out of there. And there it is, it's on. All I have to do is put the washers on the other side that belong on the other side, and then I should be able to tighten this all down. Okay, so now at this point, because there's some adjustments and stuff that have to be made, what I'm going to do is just snug these to get them in place, and then come back when it's time for all of the final adjustments and then secure them down. And there we have it right there. Everything is in place, snug down, and now it's time to move on to this, which is the actual guide itself that goes over the blade. I'm going to stop it right here, take a break, recharge some batteries, and then I'll be back. Welcome back, everyone. Well, I got it all back together. I finally got that adjustable blade guide in. Run through a few things. I couldn't wait for the batteries to charge because I got rain getting ready to move in, so I needed to get it done. But after the batteries died and I left you the last time, I checked the plumb and level and on the blade guide on this side right here. Had to do some adjustments once I got that adjusted and made sure that the blade guide on this side, so this blade guide was level with that blade guide over there. I was able to torque everything down and tighten it up and lock it into place. I also found out that the blade guides right here, the holders, were not level and square with the blade, so I fixed that on both sides. And once I got that done, put the blade back on after I got the follower pulley back on. That was a lot easier than I thought it was, mainly because I had the right tool to help me get it done. It's kind of funny because it was a puller for pulleys on automotive cars, and I basically reversed the function of it and was able to use it to compress that pulley back on that shaft. So it wound up being a extremely simple task to get that back on. I was really happy with that. I was kind of worried about not having something that would work and wind up having to try to beat it on or something, and I didn't have to do that. And just so you can see, I'll show you coming around here, there is the handle for the blade guide, and if I can get this to set up in the right spot, you just push it and it rolls across, pull it back, and it comes back. One of the problems that I did have, though, that I want to point out is if you look right there, you'll see that screw with the nylon washers. That is for the actual blade guard that goes with this thing. And if you look, you see how it is kind of shiny in there and stuff. Well, for some reason it was binding up, and when I was trying to move it, it was actually kicking this thing up into the blade. Don't know why, so I took it off. I'm gonna have to call Woodland Mills about that and see what's going on. Either this slot was not wide enough or that spacer wasn't the right size. It's what came with the hardware kit, but not working, so I left it off for right now. Haven't done a run test on it yet. I want to make sure I get that blade guide thing fixed before I do that. As long as I leave it fully back like that, it really won't matter, but just want to make sure everything is pulled together. I did spin the wheels as well to make sure that everything followed correctly. There you can see is where it was sitting before I started this, right about there, because you can see the marks on the blade from the guides. Everything seems to be tracking well. I want the tension on the blade or on the belt is still good, so I don't have to adjust that yet. They say after about an hour you need to adjust that, and I'm not even close to that yet. And that pretty much wraps this up at this point. I finally got it on. I can finally call this one a wrap, and my sawmill is done, other than fixing that one guide thing, which if I get the right one, it'll take less than 5 minutes to put that on. So I just want to tell everyone Merry Christmas. I am going to close this out. I am going to wrap it up. I'm going to put it together and get it out on YouTube today. Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you for sticking with me and going through my project. This was quite a bit challenging, but we got her done. Merry Christmas. Thank you.